So I came across something today on New Jeans Reddit that wasn't really being discussed a lot, but I've seen this kind of breaking out on Twitter now. I want to be careful about it, though, because I haven't found independent confirmation from major Korean media outlets. But essentially, a Korean attorney named Jung Jong-chae recently published a lengthy post on his Naver blog, making a pretty extraordinary claim. According to the attorney, his law firm was retained by Danielle Marsh of New Jeans and has filed a complaint with South Korea's Fair Trade Commission against HYBE and ADOR. And I want to start by trying to separate what we can verify from what we can't. The blog itself appears authentic. The attorney is posting under his real name, identifies himself as the head of a law firm, provides contact information, and presents himself as someone with a long legal career. And you can go to the website and you can kind of confirm those details. And also, the post itself is written very much more like a legal position paper versus just like a blogger. And what we do not know is whether every claim made in that post is accurate, so just grain of salt. The biggest claim, though, is that the Fair Trade Commission has already begun an investigation into HYBE and ADOR following a complaint related to Danielle. That's obviously a major allegation. And yeah, I'm only seeing that from the attorney's own statement, but just FYI. Now, the complaint itself isn't particularly surprising. Danielle's side has already argued in court that she was treated differently from the other members, but this is arguing this is an entirely new venue outside of the courtroom, because instead of making those arguments solely in civil court now, this attorney is trying to frame the dispute as a competition law issue. In other words, he's arguing that this isn't just a disagreement between an artist and her agency, but something that could have broader implications for how power is exercised within the K-pop industry. And according to the attorney, the Fair Trade Commission has already begun looking into the matter. And the attorney's filing goes much further than simply arguing that Danielle was treated unfairly. He argues that HYBE holds a dominant position within the K-pop industry, and that pursuing Danielle separately serves as a warning to other artists about the consequences of challenging the company. He also argues that excessive contractual penalties can have broader effects on competition within the industry by discouraging artists from moving between companies or pursuing disputes against large agencies. Again, those are the attorney's arguments, and what's rather fascinating is that rather than focusing only on Danielle's individual situation, filing attempts to connect her case to larger questions about market power, artist mobility, and competition within the entertainment industry at large. So again, it's a pretty major claim, and if additional reporting emerges confirming that an investigation has actually been opened, then this will become a much bigger story. But yeah, I wanted to be sure to cover it, grain of salt, asterisk again on, the source. But I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this story, because if other outlets, HYBE, ADOR, or the Fair Trade Commission itself weigh in, then yeah, this could be just yet another new dimension to this already ongoing and seemingly expanding dispute between Danielle in particular, but New Jeans, HYBE, and ADOR.